Hi y'all, it's Pig, and like I said in the end of my last video on the Vive Ultimate trackers, here's a how-to on to set up your own jank trackers that in your case might even be free. Now, Vive Ultimate trackers are $600, and to get a regular 3.0 trackers is about $140, about $100 to $150 per tracker, and then $100 for base stations, or $150 if you can even get them. That's still pretty expensive. This method gives you full body tracking with legs, hip, and chest, all for the price of a pair of Joy-Cons and a Quest 2. And for some of you, you might already have all of those. So, free, besides mounting if you want to. In my case, I'll show you guys what I use. But to buy, or make your own jank one with some cardboard and duct tape. That also always works. So, this video will be split into chapters. Part 1 being the softwares to download. Part 2 being software installation. Part 3 being getting your Quest 2 set up as the trackers. Part 3 will be getting everything tracked in VR, getting everything synced to your body. And part 5 will be showing you some good settings and how to calibrate everything for VR chat. And then part 6 will be some just discussing common issues that I have while doing this, because it is, again, jank. So, with that being said, if you do run into any issues throughout any of the process, please join the Discord server, link down below, and I will have a chat in there titled Help, and then a thread for jank VR trackers. That's what I'm calling it. Either jank or janky VR trackers. And then in there, you can, any troubleshooting issues you have, something's not working as intending, inside of there, I'll have the information that you need. So, with that, let's get into part 1, softwares to install. So, part 1. You're going to need 5 different softwares. Plus, you will also need to make your Oculus account a developer account in order to sideload APKs and mess with a few settings that we'll need to have the best experience using the Quest 2 as a base station. Because, as I've said, this is basically base station tracking with a single base station. So you can't turn around, but you can at least have basic legs if you're standing still. You can move quite a bit, as I tend to do. Legs get a little shaky, but what can you expect? So, software you'll need. First one is the main thing to get everything going, ALVR. I have it linked in the description, and here's how you install it. We're currently installing the desktop version of ALVR. So that will be used to launch into Steam VR, but I'll explain that in part 2 and 3 when getting everything set up. You will also need SideQuest. That is, you can either, how I show you, install the desktop version of it so you can use on any headsets that you have, plug them in, create a SideQuest account, get everything set up, and then you can go through that way. So, after that, you will need OpenVR Space Calibrator. This won't be used till the very end, but it's good to get it installed now, because that will allow you to link the play space of your Quest 2 with your other headset, in my case, the Quest 3, on Steam VR. Next, you will need Slime VR Server. Again, everything is linked down below. Download it. I'm having you guys download the Slime VR web installer to where no matter what, you will download the latest version of it. And then you will also need, after that, Slime VR Wrangler. That is how you will turn your Joy-Cons from regular Bluetooth controllers on your PC into being, well, Slime VR compatible trackers. Also in the software, which is the great thing of it, it'll let you know if your IMUs are healthy or not, and also the battery life. So, with all that installed, let's head on over to part 3. Well, part 2. Yeah. Let's head on over to part 2. Hi y'all, welcome to part 2. So, let's begin with installing all of the different softwares. So, First off, we'll download ALVR. Now, when it pops up, because of how installers are and all these, because these are open source software, the Windows will want say, oh, protect it. All of these source code is completely open. So if you do care about that and you're worried, you can go through, look through all the code. I've done that already. There's nothing in these, but you will hit run anyway. Have the installer come up. Now I've already installed it, but there was an update actually, so I'll be going through installing. Obviously hit yes on the confirmation. There we go. Initializing setup. And with this, it'll fully reset my settings, so I'll be able to bring you all through it. So it'll open up another window, ALVR Setup Wizard, and there you'll click Application, next, Install. It'll go through, create it, finish. It will create a desktop icon. I'll bring it over here for now. You can close out this. We can download, again, similar thing of OpenVR. Hit yes. Mine says already installed, but press OK so I can upgrade. In there, I agree. It'll uninstall the previous, install the new one, close. That's already done. That will be used at the very end. That won't create an icon. Slime VR Wrangler, automatically, once you go through it, it'll have the first text pop up. To run it, but then after this will pop up. We'll talk about this later in the video. And then you need Slime VR web server. So that once you start it, it'll go through. Mine says I can update or repair. You will click install. In this case, I will hit update. Personally, I run Slime VR server, Java JRE, Slime VR driver you need, and Slime VR feeder app. The USB drivers in the web viewer 2 aren't needed, but in your own unique case, you may need them for that. Now we will install them. Shouldn't take super long. It's just downloading Java, and so it does take a few seconds. But after this, only other thing that you will need is SideQuest, which, okay, this is done. You want to create a desktop shortcut so it's easy to open, and you can create start menu shortcuts. I do it because I like to, you don't have to, and you can have it open the Slime VR documentation, just all the different setup stuff. You don't need that because I will walk you through it in this video. After that, you will close, and you should have an icon for it. I'll bring that over here. And lastly, give me 1 second, because it didn't move over. Let me search. Alrighty, here we have SideQuest installer. So we will run it. This you can pick. I will do only for me. I am the only user on this computer. So if you have multiple users who will be using it, you can do that. But this is only for me. Next. It'll create the location, hit install. You can move to somewhere else. I'm just doing the default, and SideQuest is finished. Now, that's the installation of all the basic programs. You'll have SideQuest, move that up here as well. Hit finish, and it will run SideQuest. Now, that is the installation of all the desktop side software. So now, I will show you guys, I will take a second, my next clip showing the installation of ALVR onto the Quest itself. 1, 2, 3. Alrighty, so we will be downloading ALVR to the Quest 2. Now, to do that, you have to make sure you have developer account open on your Quest 2. To do that, I will have an icon linked on the eye up here to a quick YouTube short, or just a short YouTube video on how to do that. Now, that you already have that done, great. So, all you need to do is have developer options turned on in your Quest 2, and when you plug in your Quest 2, in the headset, you want to allow USB debugging. And when you open up SideQuest, it should pop up right here, showing Oculus Quest 2. Make sure it's the only device plugged in, even though we're using 2 headsets at the moment. unplug your Quest 2 or 3 that you're going to be actually playing VR in, and make sure the only device plugged in is the Quest 2, so it's seen here. Then, look up ALVR, and you want to download the Air Lite VR. The dark mode version is beta. I haven't used it. It might still work. And then you'll hit sideload, and then it'll quickly install it, taking seconds installing, and it's ready to go. So, that is everything that you need to install completed. Now, we'll go about getting the Quest 2 set up as leg trackers, because that's the hardest part. So we'll begin that in Quest 3, in part 3, getting everything set up. Hi, we're now on the Quest 2. So here's how to get the Quest 2 fully set up for ALVR. After this, you won't need to put the headset back on. So, what you will do is, starting from this web you have open, go to your settings. First, I recommend turning off boundary, because this allows you to put the headset anywhere, and turn off boundary like early when you got your account set up as a developer, and when you turned on developer options in your headset, you also unlocked this set of features. So in there you can click boundary, turn it off, hit acknowledge. We'll then go scroll down and hit power. Make sure you have automatic wake turned off, display off to 4 hours, and sleep mode to 4 hours. This will make it to where the headset can sit there for 4 hours straight and not shut off, because while you have it sitting there, you're going to have it plugged in so that it doesn't die on you. Now, next, go to library, and to access ALVR you already downloaded, you will scroll down to unknown sources. In there, you'll hit ALVR. It'll load you right in. You'll want to write down the host name and then the IP address, and we'll use that information back on the PC. That's all you need from the Quest. Make sure you leave the headset on though. And from here, let's move on to back to the PC of getting ALVR connected. Alrighty, so now we're back on ALVR. This is post everything because all the clips I recorded just didn't work right. So, ALVR, when you want to add the device, I already have mine connected, but you will hit add client manually, put in the numbers that you got from the Quest, and then put in the IP address. You just have to put in the last two because the first two are autofilled, because that's just for local IP addresses, they're all the same. Then, before even connecting, we can get all the settings changed. So we can go into our settings. We will scroll down. You will want to make sure that video doesn't matter. So here, let me hit collapse just to save space. Audio. You want to make sure game audio and microphone are clipped off, and then you can collapse it. Headset. We want to go in, make sure you have tracking ref only. Click that, and then scroll down to the controllers. You want them to be tracked. Emulation mode, set them as Vive trackers. Then we can collapse the headset. The connection, you can have UDP or TCP. The difference is UDP is faster but less stable. I have a pretty free of interference network, so I use UDP because I like having that faster connection. But if you have if you're experiencing a lot of disconnection when you're using the trackers, you may want to switch to TCP, but this is purely personal. It's just based on whatever your network needs. And that's everything we need. When we hit connect, even though we are connected as connected, it won't actually appear because you need a headset connected to VR to fully use it, either through the Oculus or open Steam VR, but you need to have an actual headset because currently it just sees the Quest as a base station. So what we're going to do is, for me, since I am on the Quest 3, we're going to open up Oculus. And then once you're in Oculus in the headset, you don't want to launch Steam VR through Steam or through Oculus. You want to hit launch Steam VR once you're fully in. Okay, so connecting your Joy-Cons. So what you want to do is on your Joy-Cons themselves, there is on the railing, there is the button. You will click and hold that until the lights start going back and forth. You will then click add device, Bluetooth. You'll see it pop up. This is a left Joy-Con. I have multiple because I have different ones set up. Wait for it. So This is the current left Joy-Con. Once it's connected, the lights will either turn off or stay on. Next, you do the same with the right Joy-Con. Hold it. Add device. Bluetooth. Joy-Con. And it's connected. Now, you should already have SteamVR open. And as you can see, I have my Quest 2 or Quest 3, the headsets. This is the Quest 2 that's being used as a base station. And then the two Vive trackers, which are the controllers. Now we need to open. We no longer need this, so we can close this. We need to open SlimeVR Wrangler, which will open up. And in here, once you open, the Joy-Cons will have the top and bottom light on, and you want to orientate these how you will have them. So in my case, the purple will be straight up, and so will the orange. Now, once you have that, we will open up SlimeVR Server, and we will go to Tracker Assignment. IMU, so you will shake the one that you want as your hip tracker. Mine are already been mapped, but so they've swapped because I started new Joy-Cons. So the one that's shaking right, you see like that says chest. That's where I want my hip tracker to be. So we will hit chest. Then chest, we will shake that one. It's undefined. We'll go there. And now once we're ready to hop fully in, we can do a full reset to mount. Now, that is everything is fully connected. So, next part would be part 4, mounting and setup. I will be showing my mounting in VR and discuss what I am using. So, let's get into that. So, you're in VR now. What do you do? So, as I look down, you can see a bunch of different trackers all over the place. They're kind of messed up. So, you're gonna why are they in their spots? So, for mounting, what I use is there's a kit on Amazon. I will leave a link down below. It will not be an affiliate link because I don't have to get any of that set up. Just a simple link that you can use to get the ones that I have, or if you have any to make of your own. I have the full set for Nintendo Switch Sports. It came with two ankles to hold Joy-Cons and one for each thigh to hold Joy-Cons on. So I have the ankle ones on at my shins, and that has my Quest controllers tucked inside because they can perfectly fit. And then around my waist, I put the two thigh ones connected end to end. I'll put a quick little picture up of them all laid out on the floor here. So, now you see what those look like and how they're on. I also, because I'm already in a VR chat, I have a heart rate monitor. And I just tuck a Joy-Con in on that strap, right about here. Right exactly where that tracker is. So, that's how I have everything mounted on my body. But you can see things are off. Like, I'm moving my foot forward, and that's going backwards. So, what we're going to do now is take one of the Joy-Cons. Well, not Joy-Cons. One of the Oculus controllers, and hold it both in the same hand together. So I'm holding the Quest 2 left controller in the same hand as my Quest 3 left controller. So now we'll hit Space Cal, which is this little icon right here. Set it to slow. Make sure you have left and left. Start calibration and start slowly moving them in a figure 8. Kind of like how you see people with Vive trackers using Quest headsets. The exact same process as that. So we will go through. You see it'll move, and now it's going the right direction. Keep just moving slowly. And now, it's a little above the ring, but it's set up right at the ring. So now, we can go ahead and tuck it right inside. And now, they're set up in the right spot. So, let me close this. Wrong one. Open it. Now, we'll open up desktop 1. Has all my games and stuff on it. We will open up Slime VR. Move that over all the way. Pop it over here. If you notice, I have things on my trackers. We will click edit, unassign that, go back home, go to right ankle, edit, unassign. That won't pop in for you. That happened for me because I was trying an experiment of having the Vive trackers connect, but it just made it the yaw even worse. So now you will go to mounting calibration, automatic mounting. I have my trackers on. Do a full reset, so stand straight up, and then go to a ski-esque pose. Reset mounting, wait. And now, fully so I can go side to side, back, forwards. You can look down and check all the trackers work perfectly. So now, you're ready to hop in VR chat. So, next part, I'll show you how to calibrate in VR. Hi y'all. So, you notice I'm in first person. I'm doing that very specifically. So, to calibrate tracking, you will hit calibrate full body. Now, you won't want to do it in front of a mirror. I have a setting, which, let me calibrate my full body. I will show you how to turn this on, but it'll create a mirror in front of you. And you just want to line up the dots. So it's mostly the legs with legs, hands, your chest you can't see. But once it's fully set up, let me turn on the mirror. You'll see I have fully working legs. My hips can go side to side. I can lean forward. Notice it does go a little wonky. If any of the trackers do move, you can quickly open up Slime VR server on the home and hit the yaw reset, and it'll put everything back in order. Or in some cases, you might need to do a full reset where you just stand straight up and things will snap back in. I'm still a bit sideways, so I will do another calibration. So let me turn off the mirror. I will show you guys how to do what I do. So you go to options, personal mirror, settings, calibration mirror, turn that on, and then anytime you hit calibrate, it'll pop up this little setting. You want to move everything straight. And now, when I hit the mirror, everything looks back to normal. I can move, can go back. Again, this is, like I said, it's jank, but it works. So, that's all for part 4. So, leave you all into part 5. My final thoughts on everything, some discussion, tips and tricks, and the outro. So, hopefully this whole thing has helped with this whole little setup. Again, if you need anything, Discord is down below. But yeah, again, you notice I'm wearing different clothes because all this was quoted on many different days to get everything working correctly. So, on to part 5. Hi y'all, it's Pig. So, here we are at the end of this whole ordeal. Obviously, I'm recording everything out of order, as of what I have. So, my own little nitpicks, part 6 of this whole setup. So, biggest one, you can't turn around. You can kind of turn sideways, and it'll track fine, both ways. But if in any ways those Quest cameras can't see the controllers, it won't be trackable. That's just how it works. But for a cheap alternative that gives you a decent amount of leg movement on the cheap, I feel like it's worth it. It's pretty fun also. It's after the initial setup, it's pretty simple. For me, it takes just shy of 10 minutes to fully get everything set up and on. So, there's that. There is a few issues of this, like, depending on the AVI and stuff, certain things will collide, certain things will drift, and if it gets too bad, you may have to go through and redo the linking process of OpenVR. So, everything being said, and everything that I've shown you guys, hopefully this video has helped. Hopefully it has, if you're not using the full system, if you're only using parts of it. Again, like a simple way of you can take what I've shown you with like the Joy-Con Slime VR part of it, if you have a decent enough Bluetooth card, and just use 5 to 6 Joy-Con/cell phones and get full body that way to have one on your waist, one on your chest, one on each thigh, one on each ankle. That also allows you to work. But similar to, well, unlike slimes, this knows where the basic location of your floor and stuff is, because IMU trackers just know where they are and the other ones are. This is using a full headset with its own tracking thing. So you don't have to worry about, like, my feet would normally be very jittery with IMU-based tracking from what I've seen other people using it and also heard other reviewers say. But this one, my feet are only wobbling they're doing is me when I'm rocking back and forth. So, everything being said, it's a super cheap alternative. Again, if you have any issues, please join the Discord server down below. I would love to help you figure it out and get more people on the janky side of VR. Now, a bunch of the softwares and everything that I've talked about, not made by me. They're linked fully down below. There's also associating Discords for those services. They are linked on their GitHubs, so if you are intrigued and you're a software developer, you're anyone who enjoys the community and you want to use some of your skills to help better evolve these open source softwares, go ahead, join in, help us out, help make these softwares better and easier and faster set up for everyone else. So, with all that being said, have a good one, y'all. Be kind to one another. Bye. And have fun being a janky full body user, mirror dweller, wherever you go. Bye bye.